Is it possible to have no regrets about your relationship while you're married, but yet and still wish that you had done something differently before you got divorced?
That will be no.
Apparently, Airris don't think so.
Well, Eris is being Eris.
Welcome to Cliff Alerts. Today we're going to be talking about Lifetime Network's reality-based TV series, Married at First Sight, season number 16, episode number 21.
But before we get into it, please like, share, and
Mm.
subscribe. Please click that notification button so you know when we upload new content. Please send in your comments. And we thank you and appreciate you for your support.
Jasmine says she feels good about starting over, and part of me says that you know what, she ought to.
Yes,
She ought to,
no question.
because she gave what she had, even though it may have been a little, at times inappropriate and or misguided. But she did, at least from my vantage point, what she was supposed to do.
It was revealed on the after party that Jasmine and Iris discussed what he was going to do. Iris said he spoke with Clint about it. He wanted her to know exactly where he was going. Based on the direction Iris was going, that altered where she was. So
So, in
we
other
don't
words,
know what her authentic
reaction was,
reaction would have been because they already had a conversation.
I can't imagine producers telling Nicole and Chris one thing and then telling the other castmates anything
I don't
different.
think so
So
either.
I would reasonably assume that all of the couples, including Jasmine and Eris, were told the exact same thing.
The after party reveals a whole lot about what is being actually said behind the scenes and what they're presenting. In most cases, the stuff that's said on the after party is sometimes different to what
Yes,
actually happens on
yes,
the
and
show.
speaking of authenticity, from my vantage point, Jasmine's reactions or things that she said, and especially Eris's, could not be conceived as being authentic from my vantage point.
No, it wasn't.
For the last, I don't know what, 3 or 4, 5 episodes.
I even commented last week that someone got in her ear and told her because everything was leading for her towards a connection with Iris.
Right, right.
We didn't see her pivot away from that.
It wasn't going to be, them continuing as a married couple on decision day. So if it's the case, then why try to say, oh, we're making progress, this could be this and that and the other, I miss Jasmine, this and that and the other, when you know that all that's for camera, all of that is smoke.
If they brought their authentic self, warts and all, because we all have warts and all, and they actually go through the process of fine tuning who they are, it will be better viewing for me than making up full stories and full connections and all this other stuff that they try to come up with a producer's point of view rather than what is happening real time.
I just think that the opportunity for Aris to show that he took Devon Franklin's advice to heart was totally ignored,
Well,
completely disregarded, and I'm talking about in an authentic way. And a substitute was implemented for the purposes of camera and good television.
he meets with his boy Cheese and Cheese's girlfriend. What's her name?
Raven,
Raven.
is
And
that
he,
his girlfriend? Cheese's girlfriend?
yeah,
Is okay.
and he's already discussing hooking up with women, and he gives Raven an assignment to try to
Hook him
hook
up.
him up
Oh,
with
yeah,
because he claimed
he ready to be back out there in
he
them
ready to be
streets,
back out in the streets and he knows much more about himself and how he should relate to women. So he's going to use those tools
dating
that
with a purpose.
he learned to bamboozle some other sisters coming up in the wings. He likes these random connections so he could step out whenever he feels like. He's accustomed to the hit it and quit it situation, and you can't hit it and quit it in a real relationship or in a marriage.
Well, here's. I agree with what you just said. Jasmine's auntie said the same thing in a different way. Her aunt basically said that she never felt like he was really ever interested in or ever in a position to really please someone.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I.e., his at the time wife Jasmine. Okay, because he's just never been in that position. Jasmine also said that Airris pretty much admitted that he was not, he was not all in being married. But this was not his agenda from the very beginning.
Right. So again, how well do they vet these people who are participating in?
Hmm.
Because he wasn't locked in, neither was Gina
Hmm.
locked in.
Hmm.
Let us see you trying to raise yourself up from where you are to where you got to be, because that's what marriage is about. You come together, warts and all, and
You raise each other
you
up.
raise each other up. So
You
to me,
elevate
that.
as a unit, and automatically you elevate. If you elevate as a unit, automatically you elevate individually.
And absolutely, there are going to be difficulties and there are going to be upsets. There are going to be uprisings.
Bumps in the road.
There's going to be miscommunication. And that's part of it. I really don't know if Eris understands that to be a husband, you got to have a mindset of a husband and what that entails and all that entails.
And to use your analogy, there's no avoiding the sifting process. The whole notion of them kind of revealing, to their other cast members in front of the camera what their decision was something that I think they already expected. The other cast members already expected anyway. I don't think that there was the authenticity that there could have been and should have been.
No, there were no surprises. No man telling her she's an attractive woman is going to fill that empty space that she has in her. Her relationship with Airris for 2 months opened
Toxic.
opened some more issues that she had. She has to spend more time affirming who she is. Part of Jasmine's thing is that she's not gonna settle, that she has a lot to offer, and she's putting herself back out there. So
Probably not where she wants to be right now, but she understands that hey, look, she's got to get back out there because she did what she knew to do here, and it didn't work.
all right. Well, I wish them the best.
Yeah, me too. Individually, I hope they find them what they're, at some point in time, what they're looking for.
Any man who gotta make a point to wave goodbye to the streets. That could be in jest or what have you, but it still happened. It's indicative of who he is.
Yeah, the streets will welcome anybody back who wants to play on them, but it does not going to. The streets are not going to care what happens to you when you're out there.
And we'll leave you with that.